Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and yes, in today's video we're going to be talking about the TRX that I ordered, and I'm super excited about this truck. Now in today's video I'm first going to talk about the spec that I ordered and where I ordered it from, and then in the latter part of the video I'm going to be talking about why I ended up getting a TRX instead of waiting for the new Raptor, and then obviously why I'm getting a TRX instead of keeping my Raptor as well. And yeah, it's super exciting. And the other exciting thing is the Supra, like the first part of the build is completely done. Just got an alignment today because, well, some things happened. You guys will see that video later, but here's kind of like a sneak peek because you can see what the car looks like. Just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Time to see the Raptor. Nah. I don't know why I did that, but I thought it was... I forgot to park the Raptor behind the Supra. I'm an idiot. I left it out on the road. Just give me a second. The Raptor's supposed to be here in this little area, and through the magic of editing, we are going to make it appear. I've just always wanted to do this, so don't judge me for doing this, but we're gonna do this. So maybe like I'll put my hand here, and then we'll just do this. Voila! Hopefully that looked cool. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm a casual. So if you don't know, this is my 2020 Ford Raptor. I special ordered this last year in August, September, and then I took delivery in November of 2019. Now, if you're watching this video at the time of release, it's August 22nd, 2020, which is also my birthday. So say happy birthday. If you don't care, and if you don't want to say happy birthday, it's okay too. No judgment on that. But anyways, I've had this truck for almost a year, which is a really long time for me if you guys watch my channel, because normally I trade vehicles every like 4 to 6 months, but there's really nothing for me to trade this into until now. And what I mean is, until now, the Ford Raptor really was the only like crazy off-road truck that just exceeded all other off-road trucks, because there wasn't anything else on the market that had the 0 to 60 time this has, the ability to jump it from the factory, and then the cool wide body looks. Like all of that in one package is what I'm trying to say. So this like truck was the ultimate off-roading truck. And then Ram recently released the TRX. Now, there has been quite a bit of controversy over the new TRX because there's a lot of Ford fanboys out there. And if you guys know me, I'm not particular to any brand. I own cars from a bunch of different brands. Like right now I have a Ford and I have a Toyota. Before this I had the Chevy Camaro. And then before that I had a Ram 1500. And so I'm not particular to any brand. I'm particular to cool cars. And so like right now this is the coolest truck. But now that the TRX has been released, this will no longer be the coolest truck. Here's what I mean, and by the way, huge shout out to Judson for detailing this to me. You guys noticed the Raptor's clean for the first time like ever. If you guys want his detailing services, like you live in Utah, you can actually take advantage of them, then just message me and then I'll get you hooked up with him, because, I mean, look at this, guys. You can see the bumper, it's gray. You can see the orange. You can see the satin black. Like the truck is actually clean, and this is the best part. Okay, I know this is not related to the video, but look at that. You can see the blue Recaro seats. Like the truck is actually clean. You can see the carbon fiber. And what I mean by see is, you guys remember in the previous videos, like this was so dusty that like it was basically covered up, and now the truck looks brand new. And yeah. Before we get off into any more tangential topics, the first thing that I really think that's cool about the TRX is just going to be the overall stance of the truck. Now I know this doesn't pertain to performance. Well, it does a little bit, because part of the thing is the fact the truck's so wide, so it'll actually handle better on the off-road. Obviously, you won't have as much maneuverability, but then it'll just be a little bit more stable. But that's the first thing, is the stance on the truck's gonna be ridiculous. So if you guys remember, I had a 2019 Ram Rebel with a leveling kit. If I had put 35s on my truck, it would sit pretty similar to a Raptor in terms of overall height. Now the TRX has 35s, and it's got a 2-inch or 2.5-inch lift. I can't remember the exact specs on it. This is just kind of like a fun video. This isn't a review, so don't judge me if I mess up on numbers. Anyways, it's got about like a 2-inch lift, and so the TRX stance-wise is going to sit higher than the Raptor, which is going to be really cool, make it look really aggressive. And again, I know this doesn't really pertain to performance, but cool looks, that's what we're all about. The other cool thing is the TRX is going to be wider than the Raptor. So here's what it looks like spec-wise. The Raptor is about 9 inches wider than an F-150, and it is only about 4-ish inches wider than a 1500. Now the TRX is 8 inches wider than a Ram 1500, so the TRX is going to be about 4 inches wider than the Raptor, so it'll just have the extra height and the extra width. And so from like an aesthetic standpoint, it's going to look absolutely crazy. The road presence on it is crazy. The Raptor already looks great on the road, but the TRX is going to look better. Now the next thing with the TRX has to pertain to these bad boys right here with the shocks. So they're doing Bilstein Shocks, and the one thing that I've heard from a lot of the Ford fanboys is they go, oh well, the Fox shocks, they're 3 inches, and they go the Bilsteins, it's only 2.5 inches. And all I have to say is to the ladies watching this video, when is the last time that you considered one guy over another for half an inch? Anyways, now the next difference on the TRX, it really isn't going to change things all that much, but it will, again, change the stance a little bit, is the Raptor has 17s from the factory. The TRX is going to have 18s in terms of the wheel size, so they'll both have 35s. With the TRX, that'll make it be just like slightly bigger. That's not really that important in my opinion. I actually prefer 17s. I'm always all about more tire, less wheel. Just saying, that's my opinion. But that's the other cool thing. And then the other stuff, like the side steps, it seems like those are all the same on the TRX, because you can get like the off-road side steps, you can get rock rails from the factory. And so, I mean, that's all going to be pretty similar. Now the next thing is going to be under the hood on the TRX. So right now the Ford Raptor has the twin turbo 3.5 liter V6, 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. The TRX Hellcat engine, 6.2 liter supercharged V8, 702 horsepower, and then 650 pound-feet of torque. And that's going to be huge. Like, just the fact that it has a V8 over the V6 is just so much cooler. The extra power. Now this is the other thing that's been kind of controversial, is the 0 to 60 time with the TRX. So right now the Raptor 0 to 60 is about 5 seconds, whereas the TRX is about 4.5 seconds roughly. And so it's not that much quicker. However, the TRX weighs more than the Raptor. Well, I'm pretty sure it'll weigh more than the Raptor. I think it weighs like 600 pounds more than a regular 1500. And so, yeah, it's probably going to weigh quite a bit more than the Raptor. So that probably affects the 0 to 60 a little bit, is just the weight. And that was the other thing that's controversial. But still, I'd rather have a supercharged V8 than a twin turbo V6. Even though I love this engine and I love the sound of the truck, it's just supercharged V8 is way cooler. You guys have heard all the other stuff, like how the TRX has 13 inches of travel with the suspension and all the other crazy stuff with it. And really what it sounds like is they basically just took everything the Raptor has and either matched the capability or slightly beat it with the current Raptor. And that's kind of just like the theme for the TRX. Now, the other thing I'm heard from all the Ford fanboys is, well, the new generation Raptor is going to come out and it's going to beat the TRX. You're probably correct. Now, the one thing I'm thinking about is I don't think they're going to be able to do that much more power than what the TRX has, just because of axles on a truck. So they had to go to a heavy-duty axle on the TRX just to make it work with how much power the truck has. So I think Ford's going to be limited in the same respect. So it'll probably have about the same amount of power. The new Raptor will probably be a little bit lighter than the TRX if they do a V8 Raptor. And again, they'll probably take all of like the performance, capability, all that kind of stuff and just make it slightly better than the TRX. So the new Raptor, from like the performance standpoint, will most likely be better than TRX. That's just my personal guess. But here's the thing that I took into consideration before ordering the TRX. The first thing was just going to be availability with the vehicle. So right now, I cannot order a new Raptor. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to order one, and just right now I can't. Whereas I can order a new TRX, so I have the guarantee right there with the availability on the truck. The other thing is just going to be uniqueness. So if you guys have seen the new 2021 Ford F-150s, it looks more like a refresh than a redesign, especially when you look at like the side of the trucks. It looks, oh sorry, super blurry, but especially when you look at the side of the trucks, it looks super similar to the previous generation. So again, it looks more like a refresh than a full redesign, which is kind of disappointing. And I think that's gonna be the same thing with the Raptor. So obviously it'll have like the new screen, the new interior they're doing on the Fords, but I don't think it's going to be a whole new truck. Whereas the Ram TRX is built off of Ram's new platform, which was an all-new truck in 2019, which you guys know I absolutely loved my Rebel. Super smooth ride, loved the technology in it. And so just from like that perspective, it was better than I mean, just like a Ram 1500 compared to a Ford F-150, the Ram is better in my opinion. So that's kind of another thing I'm looking at is I love this truck. I love the capability on it, but I think the Ram just as like an overall package from the interior that it's going to have, and then from the looks and the performance, even if the performance isn't as good as the Raptors, I still think it's gonna be a better all-around truck. So if you got lost anywhere because of my babbling, or because you're like so angry because you're such a hardcore Ford fanboy, what I basically said is that the new TRX is going to be better in my opinion, just because it's going to be a more unique truck. It's built off a new platform, whereas the new F-150 doesn't seem like it's a complete redesign. It seems like it's more of a refresh. So the Raptor is going to be kind of more like a refresh as well. And then just the overall package of the TRX, the reason I like that more is just it's going to have a cool stance. It's going to have crazy performance. It might not be as good as the Raptor from a performance perspective, but it'll be close enough that I still think it's going to be worth it. And I realized I just filmed this video backwards because I was supposed to talk about the spec that I picked first, but yeah, I kind of got distracted, so let's get into that part of the video now. So if you guys are wondering what truck I ordered, I am ordering a regular TRX. I did not do the launch edition. The reason I didn't do the launch edition is, one, I didn't want to have to pay a stupid amount over MSRP. Most dealers were asking crazy amounts over MSRP. Some were doing MSRP, but that was the first thing. The second thing is you can't get it in black, and that was like a huge bummer for me because you guys know I kind of wrap every single car that I ever buy. And black is the easiest color to wrap over, so if I can't buy a vehicle in black, I'm just not going to get it at this point. And so that's why I didn't do the launch edition. I did a regular TRX. In terms of options, well, I got every single one of them. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing that I left out. So the truck that I built out stickers for about like $95,000. And again, it has every single option. So all of the tech packages, fully loaded, every single thing. And yeah, it's kind of crazy because this Raptor, I got this fully loaded as well, almost $75,000 MSRP, and we're jumping up $20,000 to do the TRX, but we're also jumping up like what, 250 horsepower, so it makes sense, right? We have to pay about $1,000 per extra horsepower to get the TRX, roughly, not exactly, but roughly. So I think that's kind of funny. Now, if you guys are wondering where I ordered my TRX, I did not order it locally. The reason I didn't order it locally was just due to pricing. Now, I have nothing against the dealerships here in Utah. They're all great. You guys know that I film with a bunch of them on a regular basis. It's not the dealership's fault, it's more Utah's market. So if you guys have never been to Utah, just to give you an idea of what it's like to live here, if you drive down the street, you're gonna see like 50 million of these things right here. And so the supply and demand in Utah is all out of whack. Utah just has like a really solid economy, and so there's a lot of money here. I know it's kind of crazy because it's not a huge state, but because there's a lot of money and there's a lot of off-roading to be done, so many people have Raptors. And a lot of people wanted the TRX, and so since there's way more customers than there are trucks coming to Utah, all the trucks are going way above MSRP. And so I ended up doing my order through, it's called Ancira Dodge, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but Corbin over there is helping me out. So if you guys want to buy a truck and you live in Texas, San Antonio, Texas, then definitely check them out. That's where I'm ordering my truck from, just because they're getting me a great deal on it, and that's kind of more important to me than just staying local. Like I said, I would love to stay local, but supply and demand here in Utah is just ridiculous. Gotta live with it. And that is gonna sum things up for today's video. And sorry this video wasn't super exciting. Again, it's my birthday, so we're gonna kind of focus on that for today. And yeah, it's just, I've always wanted to have a truck like this. I've been wanting to have the TRX, by the way, if you guys don't know, since I saw the concept back in 2016. And so now actually being able to finally get the truck, this is gonna be like my legit like dream truck. So like, I always wanted to own a Raptor because I thought it was cool, but the TRX, because it has the Hellcat engine in it and because it's a wide body Ram, has just been like my ultimate dream truck. So this is more also just buying the truck because I've always wanted to own one. And yeah, it's gonna be super excited. I'm Supra excited actually, because I've got to make that pun now since I own a Supra. I'm Supra excited for the TRX. But anyways, tons of content coming on the Supra, and then for the Raptor, I don't know what's going to happen with it. We're probably going to like slow things down a little bit because we're going to be getting the TRX and we're getting rid of the Raptor for the TRX, and yeah, it'll be fun taking either a road trip or a flight down to Texas. If you live in San Antonio, Texas, by the way, message me on Instagram. I want to know like how many people are in that area, because I think I want to do a car meet, by the way, and probably like have it so you guys can see the Raptor in person if I end up taking it down there, if I don't sell it before then, or at least being able to see the TRX in person. That's what I want to for sure do, like take delivery of the TRX, and then we can have like a subscriber car meet down in Texas so you guys could all see the new truck. I know I'm pointing at the Raptor, but you guys get what I'm saying. I'll see all of you in the next video.